What is up? What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Saturdays. Well, technically, it is the first episode where I'm going to make this series where I'm going through the cryptids of all 50 states in the U.S., plus our territories. And if these videos do good, who knows? Maybe we'll expand out across the globe or go a little bit more in depth with some of the creatures that we're reading about. But yeah, the only way we're going to know about all the rest of them, though, is if you guys go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and please do me a favor and drop a comment down below with any cryptids you guys would like for me to cover, or any cryptids you guys think are just kind of interesting. 5 mythical creatures that reportedly roam Alabama's back roads. Alaska's the next one we're doing. Okay, some of that, that is just a creepy... She was beautiful, she was exotic, she was hairy. That spring, a creature dubbed the Wolf Woman of Mobile made her appearance to people along David Avenue in the community of Plateau. According to reports in the press register at the time, witnesses described the creature as having the lower body of a wolf and the head of a woman. She was seen at night stalking residents but never harming anyone. The Wolf Woman is one of several mythical creatures Alabama beings have reported seeing over the years. During the Halloween season, Old Travis is featuring the state's legendary hunting and sightings of curious creatures. Read week 1 here. Okay, read week 2 here. Alright, so below is the 5 mythical creatures reported to roam Alabama. Do you believe? The Wolf Woman of Mobile. The half-wolf, half-woman creature so frightened the citizenry of Mobile that people began calling the press register to report the sightings on April 8, 1971. The newspaper reported the phenomenon, complete with a drawing of the creature conceived by a newspaper illustrator, listing to as many as 50 phone calls the press register has received day and night. In approximately a week, you wonder if perhaps there isn't something out there. Witnesses described the creature as pretty and hairy, and the top half of a woman and the bottom half as a wolf. An unnamed teenager is quoted as saying, "My daddy saw it down in a marsh and it chased him home. Now my mommy keeps all the doors and windows locked." One witness heard the creature had escaped from a circus sideshow. Reporters said the fear of witnesses seemed real, although the initial reports would have begun on April Fool's Day. So, April Fool's Day. This could be just a giant prank. The police were getting calls too, and although officers would not fake an official comment, they did investigate to determine what exactly mobile citizens were seeing. Sightings of half-wolf, half-human creatures have been reported throughout history, with the werewolf being the most common. Incarnation, the legends of anthropomorphic creatures stem from American Indian folklore and capture the imagination. Within days, sightings of the wolf-human of Mobile stopped and have not been reported since. Bigfoot. I have a feeling he is going to make quite a few reoccurring appearances throughout this, so let's see what they call the Bigfoot in Alabama. Reports of sightings of Bigfoot in Alabama are nothing new. Smith reports sightings in the group's website include the latest one in Daviston in September. He also describes ways people can tell a Sasquatch has been in the area: bent or snapped trees, or trees arranged in a teepee shape. Yeah, that's something they think they do to mark their territory. Like the Sasquatch people, they think that they build tree structures and stuff as like a warning. Smith writes, "I became interested in this elusive creature in 1971 while in high school in East Central Alabama. I was 15 at the time. It seems that year we people in this area had one or more of these creatures roaming the woods in a fairly large area. There were multiple sightings over several months, and I saw this giant, hairy, non-existent creature for myself more than once." Smith says that at the age of 56, he remains as interested in Sasquatch as he was at age 15. "Since my first sighting, I've spent numerous hours in the field investigating." The legend of the Alabama White Thing has been prevalent since the 1940s in the triangle between Morgan, Etowah, and Jefferson counties. where people reported seeing a creature more than 7 feet tall and covered in white hair. It has been sighted in Happy Hollow, Walnut Grove, Moody's Chapel, and Wheeler Wildlife Refuge. I mean, it sounds like Bigfoot to me. The creature is known for its ability to move extremely quick despite its size, for it is eerily scratchy. That sounds like a woman's scream. Some have described the scream as sounding like that of a panther. And panthers scream. It does sound like a woman screaming. The creature is known for its ability to move extremely quickly despite its size and for... Okay, sorry, just read that. Many have speculated the white thing is an albino Bigfoot, called it, or perhaps a large albino bear. Peter J. Jossett writes on his website of Winston County history, yeah, you guys can read that yourself, that his aunt, Fernanda Martin Smith, knew people who reported the white thing. Smith told Gossett, old man George Norris seen it over there in Enon Graveyard, and he said it looked like a lion, bushy, betwixt a dog and a lion. It was white and slick with long hair. It had a slick tail down to one end of the tail, a big old bush of hair. He leant up against a tree and fell asleep. When he woke, the sun was just rising and the white thing was laying right beside him, and it was looking at him. He said it didn't offer to hurt him or nothing. The way some of these Alabama people talk, man. So, in Huntsville, the phrase Alabama white thing is used to describe a humanoid, possibly alien figure spotted in caves or drainage ditches in Jonas Valley and along Governor's Drive and on Montesano Mountain. The creature is described as having no eyes or ears and being completely white. A team of researchers of the white thing started a Facebook page called Alabama White Thing. Yeah, I'm going to go check that out. That's actually kind of fun. Huggin' Molly. Well, this is going to be interesting. For mothers wanting their children to hurry home at dark, the legend of the witch-like Huggin' Molly was a helper. For children, she was downright frightening. The Abbeville? I'm sorry, I can't do this one. Legend of Huggin' Molly began decades ago. Legends claim a phantom woman would appear to children, but only at night. She would squeeze them tightly and then scream in their ears. She never harmed them, other than perhaps causing some ringing in their ears. The figure was as much as 7 feet tall, wearing dark clothing and a wide-brimmed hat. Yeah, no. I'm just saying, if this is like legit, then no. That a 7 foot tall woman. No. Yeah, as a kid, that would just be crazy. You see, my kids aren't very tall. So if that was true, then oh my god. Those poor kids. Molly was the ghost of a woman who had lost an infant who dealt with the tragedy by hugging local children. Another states that Molly was a professor at the Farmer Southwest Alabama Agriculture School who was trying to keep students safe by keeping them off the streets at night. So she was just some random 7 foot tall woman that was scaring the crap out of kids. Like, that is crazy when you really think about it. Today, Abbeville remembers Huggin' Molly by venturing downtown and stopping in a cafe named for the Phantom. Huggin' Molly's is set in an old pharmacy complete with a soda fountain and offers such treats as sandwiches and Molly fingers. Huggin' Molly is located at 129. Okay, so that's just a plug for that restaurant. I guess if you guys live in Abbeville, go check it out. You probably already know about it. The Downy Booger. Booger. Yeah, so the Downy Booger. Booger. Shh. Okay. A series of sightings of the Downy Booger, a half-human, half-animal, were reported in the late 1800s, according to Joyce Ferris, whose husband is a descendant of the Downies, Winston County. The tale is part of family lore. Another descendant, Vera Whitehand, recorded the history which Francis published on a website of Winston County history. Okay, so Whitehead wrote, and this is in really small ink, In the later part of the 1800s, Winston County, Alabama was known for the Downy Booger. Cousins John and Joe Downey were returning home from a community dance one night when they saw this creature. So this is the 1800s. I wonder if, like, a lot of these are probably not going to be like super recent. John and Joe were jostling along on their thoroughbreds galley, recounting the events of the evening, when suddenly a strange-looking creature bearing both the resemblance of a human and an animal leapt out in front of them. But they won't say what kind of animal. That's what I want to know. Like, what kind of animal did it look like? They turned around and again started towards home. As they approached the sand bed where this weird creature had appeared, the horses came to an abrupt stop. They gouged them in the side, beat them with their bridles, but they would not budge. And finally they turned around and rode back to the title house, remembering a longer route they could take. Others also saw the creature, nicknamed the Downy Booger, and one sighting would lead to its demise, according to Whitehead. On a moonlit night in early fall, Jim Jackson loaded his 2-horse wagon with his barrels of homemade moonshine and headed for the commissary in Galloway, a mining town a few miles from his home. Glancing over his right shoulder, his eyes fell upon a peculiar-looking creature waltzing in on 2 feet behind his wagon. He froze. His first impulse was to try to outrun it. He remembered his gun on the wagon seat beside him. He took the revolver, aimed, and fired twice. It screamed like a woman in distress and went limping away on 3 feet. The news spread quickly. Jim Jackson had shot the Downy Booger. A posse was formed. They combed the forest, only finding traces of blood leading from the sad bend to a distant cliff. Until this day, the incident is repeated among the residents of Winston County that the Downy Booger will forever be a mystery. Pretty sure that was supposed to be Downy Booger will forever be a mystery, but I don't know, that wasn't there. It honestly sounds like dude shot a bear. To me, I think that's what this one is. Personally, I think that guy just shot a bear. Oh, there you have it. That's 5, I'm just going to go ahead and guess, of the more famous cryptids from Alabama, at least according to this article. Let me know what you guys think. Which one would you like most least likely to run into? Personally, I think the Downy Booger is just bears. That's what that sounds like to me. I think one of them's just, I think they have a boy and a girl Bigfoot. If those are real, like 2 of them sounded really familiar. But yeah, probably Hug and Molly would be the creepiest one to me, personally. But hey, whatever. It doesn't really matter what I think. I want to know what you guys think. Please comment down below with what you guys thought about those particular cryptids. Go ahead, as I said before, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you guys can join me for the next 50 weeks, because it's we got a lot of cryptids to cover. So, but I have a strong feeling like Bigfoot's going to be on the majority of the list. But yeah, guys, with that being said, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next week.